Well, that's right. As we step into a whole new week in trade, let's take a look at the global cues that are likely to impact our markets. Now, Friday saw strong closing for the US benchmarks. Whether you look at the Dow, S&P or Nasdaq, all closed pretty much at record highs. The Dow closed at 13,218. S&P closed at 3,700. Nasdaq closed at 12,464. All three major indexes posted intraday and closing record highs. Chevron and Caterpillar rose 3.9 and 4.3%, taking the Dow higher. Energy was the best performing S&P 500 sector, and Friday's jump led major averages to their fourth weekly gain in 5 weeks. Futures are currently flat for the major benchmarks. Asia is a bit weak this morning. The Nikkei gave up early gains, as did the Topix, as did the ASX 200 in Australia. The Kospis gained about 0.2%. So Asia also feeling a bit of the weakness today. I wouldn't say weakness because there's been a fall or a sharp correction in the US futures, simply because US futures haven't been up a couple hundred points like they have been almost every other day this week. So markets over here in Asia are kind of pausing and waiting for that move to happen before they decide which way they're going to go. Oil, gold and EU, three other areas that were very important to discuss. European markets closed higher on Friday. The Stock 600 closed up 0.6%. The oil and gas stocks climbed 3.1% to lead gains, and retail stocks declined by 0.5%. So that was how Europe closed on Friday. Obviously, no cues from Europe just yet. We'll be getting those for you by the evening. Now let's visit the two commodities, oil and gold. Brent gained 1.11% to settle at $49.25 per barrel. So Brent is now just under $50 per barrel. It's hit its highest level since March. So that's in almost 9-10 months. It's on track now for a very strong weekly gain, and it's on track for a fifth straight week of gains, both benchmarks, WTI and Brent. So WTI rose nearly 1% as well on Friday and closed at $46.26 per barrel. Gold was down 0.3% at $1,834.92 per ounce. Gold is also on track for a weekly gain of around 2.6%, which is decent considering the slide off we've seen in gold of late. US gold futures settled down 0.1% at $1,840 per ounce. So what can all this be summarized as? Last week was a very positive week for markets. They outperformed. They all touched lifetime highs. Commodities also followed on the reopening trade, and also on the fact that numerous countries are now saying that the vaccine is right around the corner. Outlook for oil, a key fuel and raw material for the world, is looking much better. Prices have really gone up. So now equity markets are hinging on liquidity, more stimulus, which is also currently in the works in the US. As of now, the SGX Nifty is pointing to a flattish open, in fact slightly negative, 50 points down. Let's see how we hold in trade. No cause for a sharp sell-off, no cause for a sharp rise either. But based on how the US market performs tonight, we might get some further inclination which way we're headed tomorrow.